And one thing about manifesting from the fifth dimension and beyond is that you have to be able to hold duality. Duality simply means the polarity of things. It's the flip side of everything. Whatever you're asking for, whatever you want to manifest, has a flip side to it. The money, the relationship, and all of that. And most of the time we ask what we want, but we are not really a match for what we want because we can hold the good side of that thing, but we can't hold the flip side of that thing. For you to understand the concept of duality, you need to first of all understand the concept of polarity. Polarity means that everything that exists on this planet has two sides to it, right? Negative and positive make the forces up and down, left and right, black light and darkness, masculine and feminine energy, everything yin and yang, everything has a flip side. So when you ask for what you ask, God, source, the universe, the problem is not that the thing is not available, the thing is there. That in order for source, energy, to give you that thing, you need to make sure that you are an energetic match to hold that thing. Not just the good side of it, not just what you want, the sweet side of it, but the flip side of that thing. So when you ask for anything in the universe, but God is going to look at you and God is going to test you. The test of duality is the biggest test you can pass. It's going to test you to see if you actually have the internal capacity to hold the flip side of that thing. Because here's the thing, if you can't hold the flip side of that thing, it's either if that thing comes, it's going to destroy you, which source energy loves us so much because we are part of him, God, universe. It's either going to withhold that thing and put some tests on your way to expand your capacity to be sure that you can hold that thing, and then it's going to deliver it to you, or in general, that thing is not going to come. Now, this is why most people who experience, let's say, lottery and good things, they can't really hold it because everything has a flip side of it. So if you are asking for a life partner, trust me, a life partner has a flip side of it. If you are not able to hold conversations and hold arguments, if you are not able to have those days where your partner wakes up and you're kissing them and they are in your neck and on your throat and you don't have the emotional intelligence to hold that, you're not going to attract the partner. So it's not about what you're asking for. It's like learning to hold duality. So how do you learn to hold duality? It's about building the internal capacity and the internal muscle to be able to actually not just hold the good side of the thing that is going to come to you, that you're going to manifest, but hold the bad side of it. And this is where we don't understand in our manifestation. When you want anything, when you are energetically projecting into the future you want, into the life that you want, into the thing you desire and want to manifest in your timeline, one thing that you have to factor in place is, what is the flip side of this? Most people are not going to tell you that. What is the flip side of it? So the flip side literally is, the good part is you're going to have a partner, you're going to have, if you're a lady, you're going to have someone providing for you, taking care of you, paying the bills. You don't have to stress about the bills. You have beautiful kids. Okay, you want to have kids, yeah? For example, what is the flip side of that? The flip side of having a partner is that now you're going to learn to be accountable to someone else. Now you may not have the freedom that you want. Now the flip side of having a baby is that you might wake up at midnight while other people are sleeping at 2 a.m. You are awake. While other people are thinking about how they're going to go shop for their next brand new fashion line that just opened, or that just dropped, you're thinking about your child's school fees. Everything has a flip side. But when you ask universe, when you are manifesting from the fifth dimension, you learn how to hold both sides. You learn how to hold the flip side of everything. And this is when you unplug from just wanting things. Because most people manifest, but when the thing comes, you can't hold it. And even when you hold the thing actually brings you more pain and more stress. And those of you who have been on a manifestation journey will understand this. You ask for something and that thing comes, and you thought that that thing was going to bring you joy. You asked for 100K cash month in your business and it comes and you thought it was going to be the best thing ever. But with 100K cash month, stress, pain, big team you have to pay, managing that amount, anxiety of holding that amount of money and all of that. So when you start manifesting from the fifth dimension above, you learn how to hold the duality, the flip side. Because the key to holding duality is learning to be non-judgmental. Non-judgmental in the sense that you are not judging the flip side of that thing. So when something comes, you're actually expecting it to have a flip side because you know it's a law of life. It's a law of nature. Anybody who tells you that life can only be good is not honest. Because then you're going to have days that you're going to wake up and you feel like shit. You feel like giving up. You feel like this was all a mistake. You feel like, why did I even start this in the first place? Why did I go into entrepreneurship? Why did I say I was going to do this? But in those moments when you have done the inner work to ascend to the fifth dimension, now you have the internal capacity to hold both polarities, the negative and positive, the good and the not so good, the light and the darkness. And now you learn to not judge one polarity as bad, but you learn to accept and embrace it and to integrate that polarity in yourself. Because here's the thing, each time that you reject a polarity, each time you reject a polarity in something, you are rejecting that thing as a whole. So for example, it's like if you say you are a light being and you're rejecting darkness, you are rejecting light and you're rejecting yourself. When you start manifesting from the fifth dimension, you start learning how to integrate both perspectives. So how do you apply this in your life? Well, you're going to look at your life right now. We're going to look at it like, in what way am I rejecting part of what I want? And because when I reject that, I reject what I want. Let's take the example of manifesting your dream partner, for example. There's a part of you, which is the ego, believes that having a partner is going to mean that you're not going to have freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want, and really invest in the passions that you want. Of course, it's going to make sense that the ego is going to stop you from manifesting that thing. But what if you, instead of seeing lack of freedom as a negative thing, which is the polarizing thing that you do, what if you actually see lack of freedom as positive things? What if you actually see, what is it trying to teach me there? My need for freedom. In what way do I feel like I'm not free? In what way do I feel like another person is going to control me and constrain me? It means, in what way am I giving my power away to another person? Because when you integrate both perspectives, right, you walk in non-duality. And when non-duality becomes your state of existence, you start manifesting from the fifth dimension. Because here's the thing, when the tough times comes, when you want what you want and it's not showing up, you're not going to make that mean that your manifestation is not showing up because you put a timeline to it. Right? And you can check this video to see where I talk about how putting a time to your manifestation is slowing you down. You're not going to make that mean that you're actually going to make that mean, what if this thing's not happening now? It's actually showing me the areas that I need to work on. In what way am I not yet a match for what I desire? In what way am I not yet a match for $10,000 a month or 50K cash month? In what way am I not yet a match for my dream partner? What if that thing is not there as negative because we are so polarized in our way of thinking? We've been so taught to believe in separation and illusion of the mind, which is, it's this or this. What if it's not this or this? What if it's both and both are okay and both are all good? Because when you integrate this, you're going to unplug from the matrix, from the 3D way, and you're going to become so non-judgmental. And when you are non-judgmental, you start living in pure love, and this is when you manifest with ease. Because when the things that you think are negative shows up that you need to work on, you're going to work on them, you're going to evolve, you're going to expand, and you're going to step into your next level of consciousness. Non-duality, you step into, that's one of the practices and things that you need to integrate to literally start manifesting in the fifth dimension. So take a list and write down whatever you desire. Honestly, go to the flip side of it. What is the flip side of this thing? You want a dream partner, you want a 20K cash amount. What is the flip side? Let's look into the flip side. What is the flip side? The flip side may be that you're going to have more responsibility with that money. You're going to have more bills to pay. You're going to maybe upgrade your lifestyle. Okay, if you upgrade your lifestyle, you're going to have to use more money. What is the flip side? Can you hold that? And can you start integrating that part, that flip side that you don't want? Because it's going to come. Both. And when you start living like this, your energy and frequency changes, and you're so in love with life and in the process of manifestation that your manifestation becomes effortless. So that is it for today's video. Hope that was helpful, and watch the next one to learn how you're putting a time on your manifestation and setting goal is actually slowing down your manifestation.